Stop it! No! Ah!
Eugene, where's the intro? Where's the music?
No, I was trying to stealthily get
Just
Candace yelling
capture
at
it.
macaroni.
I didn't even know.
I'm sure it'll
Aw.
happen again.
She's so cute.
I wish I could
though.
zoom.
I'm sure you can.
Just
Maybe
roll it
not
while
on
she's
Zencaster,
nicely.
though.
Just say guest star. Ah!
Macaroni.
No! Hey!
Oh,
Hi, everyone, and welcome to episode 22 of 3 Degens and a Normie. I'm Steven.
I'm Eugene.
I'm Jordan.
And I'm Candace, featuring macaroni.
Macaroni in the back. Attacking plants. Yeah, this is a podcast. Oh,
That was right on cue.
very nice. It's like I command her
Just
from back
listening.
here.
Yeah.
She
I
knows.
secretly control macaroni.
3,
Um,
2, 1, go attack!
The
Please
super
don't.
commander.
Oh my god.
Yeah, episode 22. Very exciting. Today we're going to talk about stuff I don't even know what we're going to talk about. Nobody knows what we're going to talk
Life.
about. Yeah.
Did we decide on anything?
Video
No?
games. No,
Oh, yeah,
just
we're talking
open
games.
concept.
Open concept, you know?
Love
Mm.
that.
Much like early 21st century houses.
Mm.
Open
Mhm. I
I
concept.
agree
It's
with
all
the
about the
open
flow.
concept. It's good vibes.
Open concept for houses, yeah. Workspaces and offices, I don't know.
Hey,
I see those like open office plans, and it's always like, I think
Chaotic.
I'd rather just be in a cubicle.
hey.
I mean, like, I'm in a room where I work. There's 2 other people, and it's nice because we can work on our own stuff, but then we can also just, like, chat.
Being able
Yeah,
to chat
open
with
stuff.
coworkers is so much better.
Yeah.
Hmm.
I think having, like, every single person sectioned off sucks, but having it in, like, little clumps so that it's not, like,
Yeah,
a big,
that's
noisy
okay.
area.
What I don't like is when it's like one
Big room.
big room, and there's like circular tables and beanbag chairs, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, we
I
just
mean, if
have
that's,
fun
like-
here, and it's like, but
Yeah,
then
we're
really-
modern.
But if that's
Yeah.
like a meeting and like ideas sort of room, that makes sense to me. Like you have the
Sure, yeah, that's fine.
But if
energy.
that's your, like,
that's where you're
and stuff,
working.
or
Yeah.
like
That's
yeah,
fine.
if it's your like your primary desk. I guess maybe it depends on what kind of job you're into too.
Just imagining
That's
like a kindergarten classroom where it's like all those round tables,
That's kind.
and you're on these like tiny
basically
little
is.
chairs, and you're
The snacks and stuff
That's
are on the
cool.
edge of the
Yeah.
room. Yeah.
Oh, and
all your
cubbies. You need
toys.
cubbies.
in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The good old
I miss
days.
Oh yeah.
Nap
Simple
time.
You had
days when we
inside
had-
shoes and outside shoes.
Yep. I'd get the cool
Recess.
ones for inside for gym.
Oh,
Recess break when
absolutely.
it was freezing and they forced you to go outside anyways because you
Time to
needed
go outside for
fresh
15 minutes
air.
when it's minus
Mhm.
20.
You're just
Yeah.
huddled
Everyone's
up like, why are we here?
Playing
Good
red
times.
ass.
The
when it's
existential
boy.
questions
that-
we all ask ourselves.
I remember
I
being
don't
like
know.
on those days, why are they forcing us to go outside? Like, why can't we just stay in the classroom? And now I'm like,
'Cause
you know what? The
it's
teachers were
healthy.
probably just like, I want a fucking break. Leave me alone for
Probably.
a while, please.
Get the fuck out.
Yep. I need this 15 minutes.
Yeah.
Stephen will know how that feels soon.
Mm-hmm.
There's no recess in high schools, though.
There's breaks between classes.
So didn't we
I
had
mean,
a
5
recess,
minutes
didn't
for
we?
people to walk to
We
each other's
still had a
room.
15
We had a
minute.
recess.
We did. We had a
That's
15
actually
and
that's
a-
actually less common than you'd
Oh.
expect. Most other high schools I've been to don't have a actual recess time. It's like 5 minutes between morning
So
class
it's
and 5
class,
minutes
class,
between
lunch, class,
Do they
class.
start later
Yeah.
then?
That's
after.
brutal.
No, a lot of the high schools I've been to so far end at like 2:57.
Okay, what time do they start? Because I take the bus in the morning
8:45.
sometimes.
Either
and I
8:40 or
always
8:45.
Why do
is
they
I always
pick
see
pretty
such
people
common.
weird
leaving
times?
the bus at like after 9. I'm like, are
So,
y'all all late or
Generally what happens is the morning ones
Mhm.
like are done on like 8:45, 8:40, 8:30, that kind of stuff. And then
Yeah.
every other time is super weird because like the Ministry of Education like has like there's an exact amount of minutes of instructional time that need to exist throughout a school year. And to
Mm.
make those work, you basically, divvy it up through 189 days roughly, give or take, right?
Yeah.
So that's why you have like first class is 8:45 till 10:07, and then you have a
That
lunch
drives
that's
me
like
crazy.
11:16 till like 12, and then school ends at 2:58 or something like that.
Why
And,
not
like,
just end it at 3 though? What the 2 minutes?
because
Those 2
because that
minutes.
would take you if you ended it at 3, that would take you over like 3 minutes every day, more like if you could in at 257, 3 minutes every day over 189 days is, basically almost
Show us
10
your mental
hours.
maths.
It's almost 10 hours.
Tack it on to lunch.
Can I get a fact check?
Well, anyways. Which has a lot of implications because technically speaking, that's more instructional. That's more like on the clock time for every person in that entire school. 10 hours is, that's effectively like adding like 2 school days.
This is a lot of time.
It's a lot of time. That's why technically speaking, you can do 4-day school week because if you just add like a certain amount of time to each other day, and you technically keep the same minutes.
Well,
I would actually much prefer
everything.
I
Wasn't
would
that just
much
for a
prefer.
short period of time though?
We had 4-day school weeks for
right,
about
until we were like
until
we were in
about
high school.
grade 6 or 7 or something like that.
Yeah,
Yeah, because I remember
grade
being
6.
choked when we had to go back to, or when we
Yes.
had to go to 5
Vaguely
days a
remember.
week.
Because
sad.
everyone who went to public
Yeah.
school made fun of the Catholic school because the Catholic school still had 5-day school weeks.
I feel like I remember that.
Yeah, it's
Because
fun.
I remember like, why do we have to go to school on Friday? This is so stupid.
Yeah, it was a bad change. I don't know I don't know many people who were involved in the education system who were like, oh yeah, 5-day school week is better than 4-day school week.
The people
Rage.
above me are singing karaoke and they're singing "The Tide Is High."
Oh my god! And I'm holding on. That one. Love that.
Sorry. Continue. School
I don't
weeks.
even- I'm
Sad.
trying to think of
I
what that
wanna
song is.
be
Hillary
your
Duff did a
number
cover of it.
Oh, yeah.
I know it.
number one. Yeah,
Yeah.
that is a bop. That is a
Yes.
classic.
Yeah. I only know that song because of The Office.
Really?
Yeah.
Why? When do they play in The Office?
It's I think it's at the not the wedding reception. It is
It was the party at
when-
Jen's house.
no, it's the
No.
the Cafe Disco.
Ah,
Yeah,
yes.
it's Cafe Disco.
Yes.
Yes, because yeah. After the limbo stuff. Anyways, that was the next one. 4-day school week, good. Let's do it. It's better.
Hillary
Let's go
Duff.
back.
4-day work week.
Work
Good.
4-day
exactly.
work week, 4-day
Yeah.
school week
4
is
days.
actually considerably better than
For
than
anyone
Yeah.
we're doing right
commuting,
now.
it'll be like a new
Hours
life.
saved.
Yeah,
Hours saved.
I'm like-
It's insane.
Yeah,
Especially
that
like
5 minutes
honestly,
really makes a difference.
3 hours a day for me.
For you,
It makes
yeah.
a
For
you,
difference.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Elizabeth,
How
it's
much
one
of
of
your
it's one of
time
my
is
few-
dedicated getting to and from
3
work?
hours a day.
Yeah,
It
it's
takes
one of
me
my
about an
it's
hour
it's
and
one
a
of the
half
me
few
as well.
things
Mm.
that
That's
like
horrible.
might
Mhm.
that like the one thing I'm thinking about when it comes to like moving, to like somewhere down south, like somewhere that's a bigger city, something like that, is that like right now
Mhm.
my commute pretty much daily 20-25 minutes is probably what is gonna end up being like there and back.
Yeah,
Right?
if you have like free
Really short.
parking
Go to
at
the
the place
island.
you work though, yeah, like if you're at a school and they give you parking, you can drive to work. My issue is that it's very
Mm.
expensive to park downtown and my job doesn't provide it. So
Yeah.
if I drove, it would be like a half hour to 45 minutes each way.
But is it like because you have to do like transfers and
Yeah, because I have to get to the bus, and as you guys know, I miss the bus most of the
All the
time, and then I have to
time,
wait
yeah.
for the next bus. And then I have to take the SkyTrain, and then I have to walk a little bit. So
the SkyTrain. I love the SkyTrain.
SkyTrain. SkyTrain's great.
I
You
just
got
love
way too
like-
excited about that.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Oh man, I love
no.
the sky.
Okay, the thing is, I love well functioning public transit. It's
Definitely
You've never
ran all
tried to
night
take
long.
the SkyTrain at night on your way home.
okay. So here's the thing. That's for me. That's still incredibly functioning public
I
transit.
mean,
Actually, wait. I have
comparably, yeah.
taken the SkyTrain at night.
it's
have-
honestly, if it's running well, it's good. But I work downtown, right by
Mm.
Hastings, so that station, like. I'd
fair.
say 30% of the time I go there and some incident has happened and they have to be like skipping a station and going back and
Mm.
forth and you're waiting there for 20 minutes for the bus to come. Like,
That's
I
fair.
have only heard about Hastings. I've never witnessed Hastings.
well, come hang out with me at work.
Part of
when
Hastings
you're-
isn't
Yeah,
that
let's
bad.
all
It's
go
like
to
it's
Hastings.
one
Let's go to
city.
East
Yeah.
Hastings.
Right?
Let's go.
Even East Hastings, like most of it, not most. Okay, certain parts.
No,
are
it's
like,
it's
yeah,
honestly
fine.
like East Van, and that there's lots of places on Hastings that are really nice and like
Mhm,
fun. It's just a section
Mm.
mhm.
that is a little
And even
sketch.
that, like,
mean, I walk
Yeah,
around there
like
at night. I'm one street over from East Hastings, and like it's a little sketch, but
mhm.
there's still people. Most people are chill. Just if they're
Yeah.
having a breakdown, do not interact.
Yeah, like it's not that hard. It's like it's
Disengage.
kind of like I remember when I was younger, my brother went to Vancouver or something. I can't remember what it was. When he came back, like I don't know, he was talking about things like, and apparently some guy on Hastings Street like offered him, like asked me if he wanted to buy weed, and my mom went like nuts. She couldn't believe it. This is
Oh
insane,
my
right? And I'm being
gosh.
like, oh wow, it's pretty nuts. But now I'm thinking like that is that's not a situation. That's not even a that's not even like a that's just that's not even there's nothing that's not
That's
dangerous at
just
all.
that's
That's
just
just a
a no
regular
thanks,
thing.
man.
Yeah, you just
Yeah.
say no, and they're like, all right, that's fine because I have other people I could sell to. Like,
Yeah,
Yeah,
unless you're
don't get
like
me wrong, there's
buy some or else.
yeah,
Then it's something,
exactly.
yeah,
but that
totally.
doesn't
But
really.
like, that's
Don't get
not
me wrong,
That,
as
lots of
yeah.
sketch stuff happens down there.
Mm,
But from my experience, I haven't had anything bad happen. Besides, you see
mm.
a lot of people with their pants down. That's kind of just that's just
Oh.
There's nude
part of
beaches
life.
in Vancouver too. It's fine, you know. It's
Whoa.
Besides, I
fine.
haven't had anything crazy happen to me. There are people at the school who have been like, "I was chased by someone," and I'm like,
Yeah.
See, that's what makes
Well,
me nervous going down there and drinking at night. Just a group
oh,
of
but
girls.
we
Like
probably
that.
wouldn't be
you wouldn't
drinking
go.
around
Yeah.
Hastings. We'd probably be
No, probably
downtown.
not.
I don't know where anything
Well,
is there.
Yeah, I
Jordan
mean,
the
we
guy's
went
covered.
drinking in Hastings areas yesterday on Friday, and
on
there was
Friday.
no problem. You're with a
Yeah.
group of people. It's
Well, and
That's
chill.
like
not
the thing
bad.
is, yeah, that and that's the big thing, right? Like as much as we might talk about like this kind of stuff, compared to almost every other big city in the world, Vancouver is ridiculously safe.
Hmm.
Like try going to like Chicago or something like that, or like literally any other big city. Like it's way worse. Like I'm like whenever any big incident happens in Vancouver, I know people like as I'll be at home like our home.
Home.
They'll be like, "Oh, did you hear
That
about
town
that
we do not
thing?
name.
I saw it on the news, and it's like, oh, there was a murder in Vancouver." It's like, okay, like there were 12 murders in this city. Honduras has 1 billion people murdered every other day, so it's like there are
Every half
there
second, you mean?
every second 1 billion people die.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It's
The
really rough.
population's
It's a
It's really
tragedy
rough.
over
it's
in
going
Tragedy.
Vancouver.
quickly.
Tragedy, but like in general, Vancouver's pretty safe. Like, yeah, I
It's funny that you
I
mentioned
think it's something to be
Honduras.
relatively proud of. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't know. I like it here. Other than the prices of stuff, it's
Yeah,
great.
that's bad.
I heard gas is over $2 there already.
It
Yeah.
was
Ew.
Yeah,
I think it just
190
went up.
last time I bought,
Ew. I
damn.
which
think
was
it
like
went up
last
to
week.
180 something here at Husky.
That
Shell
Damn.
sounds
hasn't
about
raised it
right.
yet.
It's
Last I
insane.
saw,
One second.
when I was driving yesterday, I think most stuff here is about 174.9 right now,
Yeah, it
which
was
is which is
176
quite
something
high
when I bought
for
last.
here.
Yeah, it was
I'm gonna spend my
188
whole
last time I
gas tank
filled
to
up.
get there, fill up, and then spend the entire thing to get back. Easy.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
Bring some jerry cans.
Yeah.
Jerry can. Jerry
Junior.
can.
Oh, so like I don't know if it actually happened, but I heard that like liquor stores were pulling their Russian
They
like
Oh,
are,
alcohol.
and they're promoting the
I
Ukrainian ones.
yeah, so I have
Yeah.
a bottle of Stoli here. I think that's Russian. I'm not
Stoli's
Yes,
sure.
it is.
Latvian.
Is it?
Stoli.
It's made in
Pretty sure.
Latvia.
S- Oh,
Yeah.
I did a
Try and
report
sell on
on
the black
Latvia one
market or
time in the
something.
6th grade.
So well, although to be fair, I'm pretty sure that Stolichnaya is I think it's owned by a Russian, but it's
Mm,
manufactured in Latvia.
I see,
But
I
in the
see.
end, if you're gonna boycott something that's manufactured in
They're
Latvia,
hold on. They're
like
Also
rebranding.
sus. Oh, are
the
they?
rebrand, of
They
course
are,
they will.
yeah.
Stoli?
I just looked it up. It said Stoli vodka rebrands in light of Russian invasion of Ukraine.
Nice.
Oh,
Yeah,
because it's been marketed as Russian.
That's probably why I
yeah,
thought it
it
was
is
That's
Russian.
why
marketed.
you
It's
think that.
Yeah.
marketed as
Yeah.
Russian,
Yeah.
but it's made
Yeah.
in Latvia. Yeah,
Let's
it's
I'm
see.
amazed you knew that off the top of your head.
Steven's just
That
Are
one
you?
just has a lot
vodka.
of useless information up there.
To be fair, I think Stolichnaya is the only vodka I've ever had in like my house.
Oh,
Um,
it's my
like
mother's
I was
choice
gonna
of
say the
vodka.
only
That's why I have
vodka
it.
I've ever had, but I know that I've probably had like other brands when I like get a drink at a club or
And
a
a
bar or
cooler.
something,
Have you ever had a
Mhm.
and
cooler?
yeah, a cooler and stuff like not often, but but in terms of actually
Steven's like,
have
get
and
that weird shit
I
out
would
of
say
here.
I'm not even gonna say bought because I've never actually bought it either. It's just like at home, like
Just
my
there,
my dad
existing.
had a bottle of Stolichnaya. I don't even think he probably didn't even buy it. He probably just someone maybe gave it to him or something. And then here we have a bottle of Stolichnaya, and I just
So I'm gonna ruin the streak, and next time I have a gift to give to Steven, it's gonna be a bottle of something else.
Yes.
Nice.
It
Grey
says
Goose.
it says that they're just gonna market it as
Bro,
just
we're
as
poor, chill.
Stoli, none of the rest of it. And they cited its employees' desire to take action and to accurately represent the vodka's Latvian roots. So they're gonna use only
Represent.
Slovakian sources to make sure that none of its ingredients are sourced from Russia.
Very nice.
Only Slovakian potatoes. Delicious.
Good potato juice.
I wonder, like, now I want to do research on vodka and find out, like,
how many are
different,
actually Russian.
Well, no, more so like if different, like what the different potato variants, like if they have major effects on it, because I imagine they would.
Right?
Like I wonder what kind of potatoes they use to make Stolichnaya. Like, I don't know. Be interesting.
Why don't
Although
you
I
go there and
imagine,
find
like,
out?
it probably has more to do with like the actual refinement and distillation process than it does the actual potatoes, because in the end they all have starch, so it should be fine.
My
I don't know.
favorite ingredient.
Lots of starch.
Tasty.
I get massively hungover every time I drink. And one of my friends was like, yo, homie, maybe you should stop drinking vodka. Maybe you have an issue with vodka. And I was like, yeah, sure. All I drank last time
shut
was
up.
vodka again. It's just,
drink
you know,
tequila. It's great.
Oh,
I did have
Ew,
tequila.
Whiskey.
Bad idea.
Tequila.
Whiskey.
I don't
okay.
like
I feel like you're maybe massively
spiced
hungover
stuff.
because you're mixing.
I mean, whiskey isn't
But I
spiced.
no, like even when I drink just vodka, I get super hungover. So they're like, "Why don't you try something besides vodka?" I was like, "You know what? You're so smart. I should do that."
And then didn't do it.
It is
Oh.
interesting because, like, I know most people generally when they get really bad hangovers, it's because they had like way too much sugar with their, like, they,
I drink.
having super sugary
See, that
drinks.
was my first thought. I drink vodka water. That's all I drink for my
Really,
drinks,
eh?
my mixed drinks, vodka water. Because I was like, sugar. That's what's messing me up.
Yeah,
Yes.
Nope.
because that would be my guess too.
Right?
See, Adam
Um,
used to drink vodka with a bottle of Mio squirted in it, and that's what he drank.
I hate
That's
Mio
disgusting.
so much.
That's disgusting.
He can't drink Mio anymore, but apparently
I'm not
it's like it just
surprised.
totally covers the taste of the vodka.
I think he
Yeah.
was drunk when he said
It kind of
that.
just tastes like
Allegedly.
aspartame instead.
That's
Yeah.
all he used to drink.
That's
Oh,
not-
all
that's
he
not
used to
an
drink?
Man.
Wow.
Like,
He used to be
not even
quite
like
the
a
party
mojito.
animal.
I believe that.
Yeah, I believe it too.
Your door lines up with Candace's window so well that when you start moving
Every
and
time.
your camera shakes, I'm like, why is the window shaking?
It's every time we do podcast, I'm like,
every
why is,
single
like, I was
time.
like, is Candace's screen like
Extra
bigger or something
long?
like that? I'm like, oh no, it's just Eugene's door.
My door is pretty good.
We're
Mhm.
working together here.
It's a
to
good door.
green space.
Want to shake
You
again?
two need to get some more color in your background, guys. You're kind
I
of
have
lacking.
color.
I
just
should.
don't know
Yeah,
what's
you're
all.
good. Me and you are good. It's just the boys are a little plain.
Excuse me,
over
I have a
there.
poster.
A poster.
I have a poster.
What is it
I have
of?
music.
What
Oh,
is it?
it's a picture of the Spy on Cop at Anfield,
What?
which is
The what?
Liverpool's home stadium.
Oh.
Oh,
As you
okay.
can see, those are all people.
Eugene has part of a guitar showing. Good decor. Love that.
Whoa, there's the top of a toque.
Nice.
You gotta
Top of
get you gotta get some plants back there.
I have plants by the window.
I can't
Fair
have
enough.
plants because I have window right there and the sill's not long enough for it to actually
Shelving.
put plants on.
some plants. There's some plants
Shelving.
that don't need direct sunlight.
Yeah, snake
And
plants.
those
These
plants
ones,
are what we like
these
to
are really
call
good for low
failures.
light. Hmm?
Yeah, you just gotta get the
Like a
right kind of
snake plant.
plants. My problem is that I forget to water them for 2 months and they die.
Ah,
That
You're
sounds
like,
like you
oh.
should get a plant
That's
that
the
doesn't need to be
problem.
watered.
Someone gave
It's
me
not
one of
killing
those, and do you know
plant.
what? I
Again.
killed it because I
How'd you-
forgot to water it. They're
my
like, you
God.
cannot
That's
kill
impressive,
this
actually.
plant.
You know
You
what
can't
you
kill
could
this
do,
plant. I was
actually?
like,
What was it?
You could
I
What kind
don't
of
remember.
plant was it?
Something with leaves.
How about
Oh my
plastic
God.
plants?
Seriously,
Generally
these ones
leaves.
are
That is what I
good
do.
You
I'm like,
for
that is
light
the
and
Plants are
strat. I have
hard to
fake
water.
flowers around my apartment now. I'm like,
Nice, smart.
fake plants. I can't kill.
You know what you could do? You could actually make, and this isn't that hard. You could make a enclosed environment. So like what you do is you just get
a
like
little
a big,
terrarium.
basically a terrarium. Like you get like a,
Put some
it's really easy if you just get like a big
saran
bottle
wrap
or
around it.
something. all you have to do really is just like put some dirt and rocks at the bottom, and
You're talking
then
about like
like
the own ecosystem thing,
Will
right?
it make
yeah,
enough
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then put water in,
stuff
and then
for
just put the
itself?
plant in, and then you close the top so it's completely sealed, and just make sure it
Yeah.
gets some sunlight here and there, and then
But
basically what?
how will
It
it
takes care of
breathe?
itself.
So this is well,
It's
this is what happens. This is what
It
happens.
gives out CO2, right?
The water.
How does it get the
So
oxygen? Oh, that's genius.
the water goes up through the plant. The
Yeah.
water goes up to the plant, and
yeah.
then because there's warmth, and when it needs to give out water, right? Evapotranspiration, the water comes out, and then it condensates in the top, and then
Mhm.
eventually that drips
It'll
back
rain
down.
on
So
Oh, I get the
itself.
it
rain.
rains on itself.
I get the rain
But
part. I'm like, if
the
the plant
decomposing
makes
leaves and
CO.
stuff.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. I was like, if
You
the
have
plant
Yeah.
makes CO2, how does it? I
Well,
mean,
it makes
oxygen. How does it get
Yeah, it
the
takes
CO2?
Yeah, so
CO2.
there's
Yeah,
so
it's
what it is
the
you
dying
put like
leaves.
you put like a bunch
Seriously.
of like just literally if you just go outside and get a bunch of like old leaves and crap from the ground,
Mm-hmm.
that'll
Specifically crap.
that'll
Mulch.
Crap.
Cool.
that'll break down, and there's enough bacterias in there that it'll all do its thing.
Yeah.
Very
They're
Good
really
times.
cool. I saw a guy with one. It's a really big one. And I can't remember how long he had it for. I feel like it was 30 years or something. Like it was an insane amount of time.
Damn, I have one back there, but it's not doing so well because I never put it in the sun because
Oh my god.
I
After that
it's,
entire thing about giving it some
I'm killing
sunlight
one.
and stuff.
Oh,
no, I mean,
I
it's
was
well,
wrong. Hold on. The
Oh,
guy sealed
no.
it in 1972. And oh,
Wow.
sorry, he first planted it in 1960 and last watered it in 1972. And this article was
Wild.
posted in 2016.
It's its own little world.
It is. Oh,
So,
he looks
like,
so
Begin the
proud of it.
defense. Steven wants to defend himself.
the bottom ones are a little bit not so great, the leaves, but like you can still see there's
Wilted.
like they're still green, like they're still green on the top.
Hold on.
There
hold
was.
on.
Oh,
Sorry, I was finding a picture of the old Banthus terrarium to send to you guys. I need to
Yeah.
see. Oh my.
Oh,
It's
that's
literally just
cool.
rocks,
It's living its
water,
best life.
some charcoal,
It's not
and
bad.
soil.
What did you plant in there?
It's
like-
bamboo.
Oh,
Steven's making homegrown Coca-Cola.
Hmm.
Oh.
What I really want to do
As
one
in
day is
homegrown
like a
coca
fish tank
leaves.
like this, is to put bamboo in it so it grows out of the top of it. But my cat would, I feel, she likes to splash
fair.
around in sitting bodies of water, so I can't really do that until
I
she
need
has no
to
access.
ask
Yes.
Kieran what plant he got when he. Okay, so you all know of Kieran, yes?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
No.
So when he first that's
I'll
Lakota's
type
brother.
it.
Oh.
When he first went to the university, yeah, what I forget what it was called. Words
Oh,
are hard
shit.
right now. But he went to university and they did this little
Apologize.
thing where they gave everyone a plant. Like you got to plant your
Yeah.
own plant. You got the plant.
Yeah.
Oh,
So he
cute.
had the plant while he lived there, and then he moved away. And this plant, me and Lakota both forgot to water it. So he would come visit like once a year and water the plant, and it lived. I don't know what it was
did it look
indestructible.
like?
It literally looked like it was dead. He would pour some water in it and be like, bloop, 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 bloop. I'm like,
What did it look like though?
we just
Like, what kind
left
of
it
leaves?
outside on the deck. We're like, live your best life. Our deck was covered, by the way. That's why I didn't get watered.
Yeah, but what did it?
It was
what did
green,
it
okay?
use?
I'm like, literally.
Like,
It
was
had-
it
was
leaves
a
like
green
this?
plant.
Was it leaves like
It was
that?
just
Was
baby.
it round
It was
leaves
baby
like that?
plant. It didn't get very far because we kept killing it over and over again.
Oh my god. It's probably something that had a bulb in the ground.
Probably.
So it just
That's
kept
pretty
going
cool, though.
dormant every year.
And then, it would be like, wow.
Life? Oh no, no wait.
No,
Not now.
JK.
This is not the time.
It's good times.
Which
I
I have one
mean-
that in my greenhouse that I grew from a bulb.
Hmm.
It's got 3
Very
leaves now.
nice.
It's so cute.
So, should we talk about something nerdy since we've talked about
Elden Ring.
okay,
Okay, you
send
can
it.
talk about
But
Elden
I'm the
Ring.
only one who plays it here.
I don't know.
Yeah,
If we
Yes,
had
I'll
Scott
not
from
hear.
last week, we would both
Sad.
gush about it because it's been absolutely
Gush.
fantastic.
I watched Ludwig play it.
Yeah, I've seen some clips here and there.
Did you hear what happened to his VOD?
Yes, that's tragic.
Yeah, so like
Oh.
so YouTube only saves like 12 hours of your VOD or something.
Mhm.
What's
But
that?
his
What's the
local
VOD?
video on demand, so it's like the recording
Oh.
of his stream.
I didn't realize
okay.
that's what it stood for. I just knew it was the recording.
Oh.
Jordan, the one who
Um,
works in like game development.
Yeah.
But so he was gonna just let the VOD that YouTube provides die out, and get a local recording of it, but he ran out of storage, so he had basically none of
Oh,
his VOD.
Ooh.
But he made a call to action to his community and was like, if you guys have clips or whatever, send them my way. I'm going to try and recover the entire VOD, and
Put it
he
to-
has it all.
What? That's
It's like
crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy.
collage.
damn. Oh, actually, that reminds me of something, and this is very nerdy. I was watching videos yesterday on YouTube. I can't remember. I'll link it later. They were StarCraft 2. It was StarCraft 2 content, and this guy was doing StarCraft 2 campaign runs on hard, but he was doing deathless runs. So he had to make it through the entire campaign without a single unit dying. Um,
It's crazy.
I didn't think it was possible because I've played that campaign on hard before, and it's.
Hard?
I mean, I'm not good at the game, but like,
Maybe.
I'm not good at the game. But even so, like, there's still like times when like an NPC like switches to your team and then dies within a half second. So I'm like, and I actually watched some of it, and like the ways that like some of the stuff he was doing is actually nuts. The interesting thing though is that like in the because like StarCraft 2's broken up into three parts. There's Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void. So it's like a 3-part game. Um, the Wings of Liberty campaign tracks how many units have died on your team. Heart of the Swarm doesn't. Uh, so in Heart of the Swarm, when I was watching that one, he got his mods to watch him play like the whole time, so they could see if his population count changed at any time to see if anyone died. And I was like, damn, that's like a lot of work.
They probably got paid for it though.
I mean, they're
How
mods, so I'm
many-
assuming they
Something.
did.
How many people are like what's your population usually? How many
I
people are
mean,
you dealing
it
with
depends
keeping
on the
alive?
level.
Two-
Your max
200?
population is 200.
Okay, that's not
But
I mean, it is
it's
still a lot of things.
lot,
it's a
but
lot
not
to keep.
like
It's a lot to keep track of. Like the mission, where I think it's the final mission of.
Spoiler alert! If you haven't
Oh
played
yeah, spoiler if
StarCraft
you haven't played
2.
StarCraft. The final mission of Wings of Liberty, where like you're holding off those waves and waves, and like Kerrigan attacks you a bunch of times.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know yeah. So like the thing about Kerrigan is that she has like certain abilities that just like basically auto kill a bunch of stuff.
Oh,
So he had
challenging.
I think he said he spent like was like 4 days trying to find a way to beat that one without having anyone dying, and it ended up being like, and the worst part is that he beat it and thought he did it, but it turns out like in the middle of the level a nidus worm spawned like in this base somewhere, and because it spawned, a siege tank attacked it. But since siege tanks have splash attack, it also killed an SCV that was repairing a bunker next to the thing.
Oh,
So like he had to go back and redo the entire thing. It
that's
was
a tragedy.
really I didn't even do it, and I still felt bad for it. And I was like, oh my god, like that's
That's the goal of
so
streamers and content
so
creators is to
sad.
get you
Like,
invested.
yeah, exactly. Anyways, that's enough StarCraft talk. I just thought that was a
Candace is like, what's StarCraft?
I got randomly
I'm
I got
lost.
randomly recommended it yesterday on YouTube, and I was like, sure, I'll watch this. And I was like, this is
Candace,
a half-hour video.
do you know what a RTS game is?
I don't know what those stand for.
Stands for rotating
Strategy,
turntable
Is that
saucer.
Yeah,
But
real-time
yes,
strategy.
Okay,
that's
okay.
it.
So it's like one of those games where you kind of control like an army and all the economics that go with, and
It's a
you
lot of responsibility.
you
It
work
is.
on
Like-
your like a certain race against another like army,
Oh.
and you like try and kill them.
Yeah, it's a good. Time.
Murder.
Is fun.
Murder.
Did I ever I've ever
Fancy.
told the story about when I was younger, playing. I was only allowed to play StarCraft if I played Protoss v Protoss.
Why?
Because Protoss, when they die, they just kind of like a big wisp of like blue smoke comes out, whereas like Zerg and Terran, they both like blood.
Bleed.
So yeah,
I'm not
like
surprised by this at all.
my brother convinced my mom that I could play as long as I was only playing Protoss because it'd be no blood. So
That's awesome.
Oh,
it's
the
a good
days
time.
of our parents trying to censor what we see.
It was a good time. The more harrowing thing was actually just playing the game itself, because OG StarCraft didn't have computer difficulty. There's just all the same difficulty, and I was like 10 and terrible at video games. So like I'd be like, oh, I'm building a little base, and then I just got destroyed. Like you'd be sitting there like, oh, I have like a little photon cannon, it's gonna like attack stuff, and then like the enemy just sends in like 13 air units, and they just, I'm like, oh. And I didn't know
Get
anyone
good,
else who
kid.
played, so I actually couldn't play other than just the campaign because
If
I was
only you knew my
trash.
brother at the time.
He'd still smoke me. It's like 10 years.
Yeah, he's 6 years older
You
than
wouldn't
us,
pity.
so
Got that big APM.
no, he wouldn't. He would just.
No mercy, especially for me.
It's true. He
Yeah.
doesn't like you
All right.
enough.
Yeah,
So
it's
what
true.
about Elden Ring? We kind of skipped over that
Yes.
for
Oh.
StarCraft.
I just think it's like out of all the open world games recently, like Breath of the Wild, Genshin. I didn't play any like God of War though, but I think for FromSoft's like first open world game, like truly open world, it's like they did a great job with it, because you can really miss on open world games, but I can't stop playing it. Like I was playing it right up until I took the nap right before the podcast started.
That's why you needed an app right before the
Yeah,
podcast
'cause
started.
I woke up at
Which Elden
I
Ring.
woke up at 6 to play with Scott. So
Nice.
yeah, that's how it goes.
I've seen
See,
some pretty funny clips of game. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
yeah. I was just gonna say that it looks great, but I'm also like, do I want to hate a video game as much as I would hate this game? Probably not.
Why would you hate it?
Because I'm bad
It's
at
hard.
It's
games, and it's a
difficult.
soul.
It's hard. It's a really hard
So
game.
for context, Souls games are like it's a game where you have to fight like a boss, but the boss is typically way stronger than you, and you have to either be really good at the game or die a bunch until you become good at that boss.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
And by a
annoying.
bunch, it can be like you can spend 5-6 hours on one boss, easy.
No thanks.
Yeah.
Yeah, as someone who's bad at video games, especially things where it's like, oh, you have to, like, this is why I play turn-based strategy games, because then I have time to, I don't have to like, really focus on like dodging
Dodging
a bunch of
and
stuff,
shit.
I can just feel
Iframes.
like I'll let the characters do the work, and I'll
I
just think.
will say this is my first Souls game. Except for like in high school, Scott was like, "Yo, check this out. Look at Dark Souls 3." And I played the first boss and I was like, "Nope, I hate it. Not for
Yep.
me."
I did that with Bloodborne too.
And then Sekiro, my buddy was like, "Yo, here's my laptop. Check out this really cool game." And I didn't pass the tutorial. I was like, "Nope, hate it." But for some reason, Elden Ring just kind of clicked with me.
Good balance.
Yeah.
Well, I think from what I've heard so far from it, at least like I've read some reviews and watched some gameplay, it seems like the fact that it's open world kind of lets
Yeah,
you.
it's like if you get
Yeah.
stuck at something, you can turn around and find something else that you can do, get better, and then go back to the thing you were stuck on. Whereas
It's a bit
before it was
more,
linear, you had to progress through that way, and if you got stuck, you got stuck.
yeah, which is can be kind of rough.
Yeah.
It's actually one of the reasons why I like games. So like I think like I know Platinum Games does a lot like they did with Astral Chain, but there's a lot of games like this
We
where
should talk about Platinum Games in a sec too.
true where at the end of the level, like when you beat a level, instead of making like the difficulty really hard, it's just at the end of the level you get like a grade from like D to S or something like that. And it's about like how well you performed in the level. So like technically speaking, you can beat it by just button mashing and doing random crap the whole time and just using up all of your health potions going through it. But like if you combo properly and don't take hits and stuff like that, and like use all of the techniques you have like well, you'll get a really high grade. So it's like you get that ability to get the satisfaction of like I get a better like score in this level, but you can also like you can beat the game if like you want to. Because I'm bad again.
I feel like
bad
that's
at
just
video.
gonna make me feel bad about myself. Yeah.
Here's a big fat F, but you can go on.
Yeah, I'm like, wait, no, let me try again.
I don't think you can
I'll do
fail.
better, I
I think as
swear.
long as you beat it, you get at least like a C minus or something like that. It's fine.
I
Don't
like
worry about it.
A's. I don't
Mhm.
like C
Or
minuses.
S's.
C's get
Or
degree.
S's, yeah.
Unless you're in a professional program where there's like a minimum grade you have to get to pass.
Which is
which
usually
case-
still like a C minus.
Mm.
in the education program, it's a B plus
B
is
plus.
minimum grade. I mean,
Oh,
it's
for
not hard to
you.
do. Like
My
as far as
real
I'm
degree.
concerned, it's really not that. It's really not that difficult. I mean, I think it's
I'm
one of the things where
joking.
it's like you can only do it after being in university for multiple years anyway. So like by the time you're used to university, it's not that bad.
Do you have to
Mhm.
have a bachelor's before you can do the education program?
Not technically, no, but you have to have like 60 credits in a teachable major, and you have to have like a certain amount of different prerequisite courses and like certain English
What
classes and like
is an
civics classes.
example of a non-teachable major?
So like if you did like marketing as a
Okay.
undergrad, you probably wouldn't be that wouldn't be a teachable major because like it's not really
Not it should.
realistically if you do pretty much anything in like hard sciences, so
Mm.
biochem, physics, if you do any math, if you do English, history, I think like history, anthropology, so that would all be fine as well because those all kind of fit into the purview of like social studies and civics, so it's okay. So it's mostly like certain like a lot of basically a lot of business degrees wouldn't be good, because it's like, I don't know, what do you do? Like you're gonna teach like a business class, one business class, like, I don't know, maybe.
I guess it's so weird, like, because for you, I guess you can work part-time as a teacher, right?
Yeah.
Is that still an option? I guess. I'm like, it's so
So
weird
it's
because most of the, like, the school that I work at, post-secondary, like,
mm,
there's a couple, like, a small group of teachers that are the full-time, and then everyone else just
mm.
teaches, like, one or two
It's
classes,
kind of
and
like
then
more
has another
freelance the way they do
job.
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Well, I mean, the thing is that like teaching is generally more of like the thing with like for you is like you're there people who are all like, either programmers or designers, stuff like that, right?
mm-hmm.
Like that's what they're trained for the most part, right? Whereas like teachers, it's like we
You
have like
teach it.
we're educated in some topic, but we're trained like as a profession to teach, right?
Yeah.
So it's not like we have some other job that we do mainly. Like the main job we do is teaching. You
No,
could
the
do other
main
you could
job
do
you
other
do is podcasting. Oh,
True.
true, and like it's not like you can't make money other ways, obviously. I mean, many teachers do have side jobs
Side
or even
hustle.
full-time jobs in the summer, right? Like that's pretty common. um
Mm.
but yeah, like you can definitely, like, there are half-time contracts and quarter-time contracts, and
eighth
there's
time
even
contracts.
I mean, there's even stuff like I know people who are currently on contracts where it's like they have either a halftime or they have like a three-quarter time, and then their last quarter is like they're like employed by the district as like a in-house like TTOC basically. So like they'll have three-quarters of their time is teaching, and then for that last block, like they'll just cover anyone who needs a sub in that block for any period of time for some reason. Um, or like they'll go work and like do some other thing in the school, right? So sometimes that happens too. There's a lot of variety. This is obviously a very interesting topic to our podcast
Cool.
listeners.
Should we
Has
move on to
everything to do.
Jordan's beef?
Yes,
Oh,
let's hear the
oh my
beef.
gosh. Okay, okay. So I watched the podcast last week, as a good podcaster does. And I wasn't part of it, so I had no idea what happened in it. And Steven was telling this story about like some stuff that happened on the set of Harry Potter. And don't get me wrong, great story, Steven. But you
Nice.
mixed two stories together and put
Did
them in
I?
as one story, and I knew both of the stories, so I was like, how dare I
Call
was listening to
out.
it.
Wait,
So you were like,
hold up.
Call
Why do you
out.
remember these stories, but you don't remember like stories from your childhood?
I don't know. Don't ask me.
Hey,
But anyways,
priorities.
the stories were so Steven, you were like, oh, there was that moment like when Draco said something, and then how do you say his name?
Mouse?
Daddy?
Lucius Malfoy?
Lucius?
Daddy?
Lucius?
Daddy.
Lucius Malfoy.
So he went and like did his claw thing onto his hand, right? And it like dug
Yeah.
into his skin. That's true. But then you went on to say that the way that Malfoy like acted it out, he was like, wow, I could tell that child was going to be a great actor. That was from a different story. So in the first movie, when Harry Potter's like in the office with Dumbledore and they're talking to
Harry
Mr.
Potter
Malfoy. Okay, wait, no, they're talking to Mr. Malfoy, and so he said something like, "Oh, well, I hope you're there next time to like help them out or whatever, Harry." Like taking a jab at him because he was like, "I hope you're there to help Dumbledore next time." And then Daniel Radcliffe was like, "Don't worry, I will be." And that wasn't part of the script. Like he just like said that, and that's when the daddy was like,
ad-lib.
"Oh, I knew that this guy was going to be a great actor when he grew up because he just rolled with the punches." They were two different stories. That's all.
Exposed.
I mean, that kind of tracks for me though. Being like, I remember this thing, and it's a combination of multiple things, but
which is why I can never trust the things you say.
Google.
I mean, I'm usually pretty good with my info, but like technically speaking, everything I said was something that happened, just not in that.
Yeah.
Also, I gotta admit, I really love, Jordan, how you have two sets of ears. You have the bunny ears on your head,
the razor,
you have the cat ears on the. You have as many ears as the rest of us.
Do you have more ears you could put on?
Hold on, I have one more. I think.
Oh no, I don't know how that shows up on the record.
Hold up.
I think it'll just go
Just
black.
put a little picture of her there.
I hope it goes black. Yeah. Oh, I should write that down. Yeah, I should. Remind me also.
42 out of 5 or something.
I want to get Jordan's top books as well, since we're bringing this back up.
Oh, you can hear all my clinking.
Oh no, clinking.
Okay. So I got these ears. I also have these little crystal ears.
Oh, there you go.
These are my casual ears, and then I have these ears, but they have a mask, and I can't put them on.
Oh
my
god! The legendary 8-eared streamer.
I don't know if I can.
10 technically.
The final boss of
you
streamers.
have your own ears
because they're
too.
actual ears.
Oh my god!
Damn, that's a look.
That's crazy.
That's a look right there. I like it.
Okay.
You gotta post that on your Instagram page.
Come watch our podcast.
Where I have 10 ears.
10 years. You know what they say?
This podcaster has 10 ears.
It's cursed.
What?
Yeah.
So I was just saying
you
while
won't
you were
believe
gone.
how many ears.
Yeah. Write that down. You won't. Anyways. Wanted to know if you had top 5 favorite books prepared or something. We could continue on from last week.
It's 50 Shades of Grey.
Like real books or manga?
Yeah, books.
Real books.
Yeah.
Real books.
Oh no.
Or you could be like me and you don't know how to read. That's acceptable.
Okay. How about because I posted in the Discord that we should talk about our cringy childhood stuff because Candace started talking about like House of Night last week, and I was like, wow, so you were the Vampire House of Night kid. I was a Warriors kid. So
hey, let's go Warriors.
Did I have
I read
cringy...
all those books when I was in elementary school.
Up to Blue Paw's Legacy, stuff like that.
Bruh,
even those special edition ones.
I went through all my books when I was at my parents' house last time. I still have them. They're just in a box. Because my mom's like, maybe the grandkids will want to read these. And I was like,
yeah, for sure.
With
what grandkids?
Oh, no, my siblings' children, not my Wait, did I tell you guys the story?
What have you not told the story?
Wait. Okay.
No.
No. So this is an ouchy, sad story. So on my birthday, I was at work, right? And this IT or facilities guy was coming to like change the hard drives on everyone's computers. So he walked into the room and he was changing like one of the other guys in the room's PC, but he couldn't get it open. So he's like, oh no, like I can't do this one right now. And I was like, oh, well, you can do mine right now if you want instead, and then wait for the other person to come and do his. And he was like, sorry, I have a list of people. And I'm like, oh, I'm on the list. Like they just messaged me and asked if it was okay if you came to change my computer hard drive. And he's like, no, sorry, I can only go by the list. And then as he's walking out, he looks at the nameplates on the doors, and then he looks back at me and he's like, who are you? What's your name? He's like, my name's Jordan. And he's like, oh, I just assumed Jordan was a man and that you were not on the list. And I was like,
wow.
That was the start. That was not the end. That was the start of our interaction. Then he comes in, he's like, working on the other guy's PC still, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, oh, so then Nick brought in cake. And I was like, oh, nice, because he bought cake because it was my birthday. That was very nice.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, cake, why? And I was like, it's my birthday. And he's like, oh, wow, are you like 29 now? And I was like, why would you
Throw
just
him
assume
away.
someone's
Throw
age?
him away.
Oh, you know, I turned
Throw him
25 this
away.
week.
That's fireable right there.
It was so
Oh my
painful. And
God.
then he continued. It gets worse. It gets worse. He continued to
trying
be
to-
like, oh, do you have any little ones yet? And I was like, oh, God, no. I was like, absolutely not. No children. And he was like, oh, well, you know, like, it's kind of different for women. Like, 30 really creeps up on you. And then, like, you know, it's
And
kind
him.
of like now or never. And I was
trying to
like,
neg you or something?
it was that I was just mind blown. I was like, do you just
How do people
you
like
just
that
say
in real
that-
life exist? What?
Sam's just
Also, I'm sorry,
my
but what's
God.
with you and having terrible experiences with IT people?
Yeah, that's
This is-
true.
So weird.
I'm
It's a
so
weird
glad I
thing,
don't do any IT.
I would've
I
thrown
think I've become
hands.
scummy.
Fuck that guy.
That's literally
just was, like,
it's like he went through
speechless.
the
I was
list of everything you should not say to a woman.
Yeah.
I know.
Everything.
Oh,
Literally
you know, you're
everything.
gonna
He
be
was
30
a
soon,
middle-aged white man,
like
so
the only thing he
I was
didn't
like,
say was like you
Typical.
should smile more.
True.
Yes. Yes.
It was. I was also dressed up like a crazy person that day. I was like, you think that I have children? I had my like princess dress on and my big tall pink heels, and I was like, do I look like a mother
Yeah.
to you? And 29.
Oh,
Why
that's so
29?
cringe.
Yeah, why would you even guess?
I know. Then he's like, oh, was that a compliment? And I was like,
No.
he's like, oh, no. I probably should have said 24, right? I was like, you should have just said happy birthday. That's what
And
you
left
no
it at
should have
that.
said.
Happy birthday!
Oh
Sorry
my
for
God.
thinking you were a man. Like,
Yeah.
I'm like, I get it. The name thing, I get
Yeah,
because I'm
that-
like, my
that's-
name is spelt in the masculine way. The thing was that I told him I was on his list, and he insisted I
didn't-
was not. He didn't ask me what my
He
name
asked your
was.
name.
He didn't go
Yeah.
like,
Ugh.
what's your name? He just
Strange.
said, no, you're not on the list. And I was like,
Also, like, why would you
no.
even?
You're
be-
not
why
a
would
man.
you be
You
there?
can't
Why
get
would
your
you be
PC
there?
changed.
Like,
exactly. After that,
like
he's like,
you're
oh,
there
what do you do
in the
here?
room.
I'm like, I'm a TA, and he's like, oh. I'm like, it was good times.
That makes me angry, and
Oh.
I wasn't even there.
Yeah. No
God,
kidding.
that is bad.
Made for a good story though.
Men.
Ugh.
Men,
Jeez.
am
The
I
Men.
right?
You hate him.
She just hate him. Unironically, though.
To be fair, I do hate Steven quite
There
a
are-
bit.
It's okay, Steven.
Yeah,
And I'm
it's
not
fine.
joking.
You shattered him.
I'm used to being cyberbullied. It's fine.
You're supposed to
Oh,
put the blue
no.
lights on now.
Yeah.
Sad
for
music.
sad.
Nah, my
Sad
lights aren't
boy.
on right now.
Where's the sad violin? Like the Mr. Krabs violin?
Yeah.
The world's tiniest violin. Na 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 na. Something like that. I don't know.
That sounds right.
Yeah. It's-
Oh yeah.
It would be in my
Warrior.
wheelhouse to remember that scene from SpongeBob
Yeah.
too. Actually, that's something I would keep up in the old
The old
the old
noggin of
tank.
yours.
the old noggin. Oh, it's room for SpongeBob in the noggin.
Yeah.
True.
What's
Yeah,
happening over
honestly,
there?
this may not surprise any of you, but I don't read much anymore, and I don't remember what books I read as a child.
Honestly,
Oh.
fair.
I have some on my bookshelf, some like Game of Thrones, of course. Harry Potter's there. The Hobbit.
All books we
Yeah.
mentioned last episode.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, a
I
lot of
remember.
overlap
Oh,
here.
another
Who
one
would've
that's
thought?
good though is what is it called? I think it's called The Magician's Guild. It's a trilogy. I've only read the first book, but it's fire.
Mhm.
It's about magicians, if you can guess.
Really?
Yeah,
shocked.
and they have a guild.
A
Surprise,
guild?
surprise.
Whoa.
Magicians?
But yeah, books. I don't
The
read.
Black
I
Magician
read
Trilogy,
picture
Book
books,
1.
manga kind of
I summoned
exclusively
the
now.
dark magician.
Yeah, that's the first thing I thought when I saw this title too.
So what title?
Special summon.
Steven saw the black magician, and we both thought of the dark magician.
Lol.
Yes.
What
Warriors books though,
nerds.
that's actually a funny. I remember being way too into those in like late
Oh, I did
elementary school.
watch-
I
did
never
read
read a
Percy
single
Jackson
one.
too. I was really into it as
Hey,
well.
Percy
I don't remember any of
Jackson.
it.
That's
Cannot
fair.
lie.
I remember most of it, I'd say.
I remember that there was a bunch of beef because like the guy with the goat legs was like portrayed as like this playster, like this playboy, blah 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 weirdo in the movie, and he was supposed to be like super shy and awkward in the
Yeah.
books. Yeah,
I mean,
Oh.
literally everything in the movie was wrong.
but that was the worst. That was the
That was
worst
really
character
bad.
switch.
Yeah, that was very bad.
I remember
It
being
just
like,
didn't make
"Who
any
is
sense.
this? Who are you?" The scene where they were painting his hooves or
Yeah,
like toes. That was
yeah.
weird.
Especially
I
because it's
don't
like
remember
part of the
that.
reason
I
why,
remember that.
like,
I don't remember
like
being a child.
it's so weird too. Because like I always felt like part of the reason why his character in the book was that way is because like satyrs are generally pretty like rambunctious and like very high spirited.
Yeah.
So like he was kind of a bit of an outsider,
He was supposed to be
which
like
works
an
well with
outcast.
Percy Jackson's
Yeah.
character himself, right? Because he was someone who kind of, was very much an outsider throughout most of his life, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like, nah, he's a playboy. That's how we're gonna run it. That's how we're gonna do it. Also, Percy Jackson's gonna look like 18 years old in this movie. I still can't get over it.
How old is he
Yeah.
supposed to look?
Like 12.
12, yeah.
He's 12 in the first book.
Do you know what? Only the movie that bothered me the most with with aging up, whatever, was
Mm.
Ender's Game. Because they're supposed to be baby children, and they end up killing a whole race, like almost to extinction, and they don't realize they're doing it. And then it's like this crazy, wow, why you do this to smart children? Like moment at the end, and instead they made them older. And I was like,
Quick weird
whatever.
fact about
I read Ender's
that.
Game, by the way, too. That was
Asa
really touching.
Butterfield is on Ludwig's podcast from last week's episode.
Is that the writer?
It's the kid.
The kid? Oh, because I'm like, isn't the writer like big bad because he's like racist?
I don't know anything
or
about the writer, but
sexist
he
or
was like one of the
think
kids.
it was
against
one of those-
gays, maybe.
Maybe that's what it was.
Yeah,
There's
one of
the
those
writer
big
had some
bad
issues.
things.
Yeah, he did one of the
Yeah.
the trinity of
Yeah,
stuff that
no,
you
no.
shouldn't be.
Yeah.
One of the triangle strategy of things you should.
The
Mhm.
triangle strategy.
See, it works.
Oh, that video game is really just about
It's just triangles.
bigotry.
The whole thing's about triangles.
No.
I think actually this is like small, not really big spoilers because it's like literally the first line of the game. Basically, I think part of it is because like the branching decisions you can make are based upon like there's like three.
Triangles.
There's like a more instead of like a moral compass kind of thing. There's kind of like a moral triangle. So there's like three traits, and
Isn't
like
that,
depending
like,
on what the
how Mass Effect works too.
I don't know. I haven't played Mass Effect.
I
Didn't have a
haven't either. But
PlayStation.
I know that.
I'm sorry that I don't know the interior gameplay of Mass
Oh,
Effect.
energy! How dare you? Someone
How
bought
Even in
dare you.
Mass
AAA,
Effect
Steven and
recently.
not knowing AAA titles, name a better
that
duo.
aren't Nintendo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like if it's Nintendo AAA, I got you. If it's anything else, I'm like, nope.
All right, Candace.
I know there's
what
that.
were
I know
your
there's that scene in
cringiest
Call of
young
Duty. You know, it's a good
books?
time.
Sorry, Candace hadn't talked in a while, so I'm reincorporating.
I don't know what you guys are talking about half the time today.
All
I'm
over
just
the
here.
place.
I've
So
been like
cringy-
online
cringy kid
shopping
books.
for fake hedges when you guys get
Oh.
into a topic. I
What?
don't know.
Why fake?
Are you gonna put hedges in your back in the
Okay,
backdrop?
so yeah, I was thinking like a fake hedge wall with a little neon sign in it.
Oh, that would be cute. What's
I
the
was
sign gonna be?
brainstorming. Like you guys have gone on
actually kinda
some
cool.
tangents and games. Like I literally don't know what you're talking about. So it's like, oh, it's just gonna show
Alyssa
up.
told me that bee
Yes.
tattoos.
Yes.
Bee
Bees.
tattoos.
Yes. I don't know.
Are
they're
you gonna
cute.
get matching bee tattoos or something?
Not matching because we
Just
like
bee
different
tattoos.
styles of bees. We just
Oh,
want
what
to get
style
bees
are
at the same
you
time.
getting?
I want one that kind of looks a little
A
more
badass gangster bee with
realistic.
big
Yeah,
sunglasses
a
and like
gang bee.
arms. Yeah.
So
Candace,
I
I
want
would-
a
I
bee
would
where it looks like
say-
it's fuzzy.
I would
Oh,
definitely
yeah.
say, talk
Mhm.
like show me whatever designs you're looking at before you get it done, so I can make sure it's actually a bee. Because the amount of times I've seen
That they're
bee
not
tattoos that are
bees?
wasps. Oh
That's
my! Or
hilarious.
It's like
like
when
or
you want like a
flies.
kanji on a tattoo and it
Oh
just
my-
says
yeah.
something like shit water or something.
Yeah.
What?
No, it's actually quite common for people to get like tattoos of certain insects, especially bees,
Mm.
based off of like a certain picture
Hold on.
or an art style, and then it's like, oh, that's not a bee, that's like a
This
hover
is
wasp.
kind of like what I'm thinking. I'm gonna send it in Discord. Not exactly like that, but like where it looks like it's fuzzy, like a little bumblebee.
Bzz, bzz.
Send it in Discord. Let's see.
Yeah. All right.
It should be in there. Like something fuzzy like that. So I want to get like a peony kind of thing right here. So I think if I get the little bee right here and it looks like it's
Mhm.
crawling towards the flower when I get the flower done, I feel like that'd be
Oh,
cute.
What kind
that's
of bee
cute.
does Alyssa want? A not real bee?
Yeah.
No. She
Get get Steven to audit that one
she
too.
said she kind of likes Ariana Grande has a super simple one like behind her ear.
Ariana Grande.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got
She
that
just wants
bee.
something more simplistic. I'd rather have it kind of like fuzzy looking like a real one, you know? I don't know.
I don't know.
Didn't
I
notice
have
this
not
picture
had
of the
I have
man.
not had an urge to get a bee tattoo, but I'm
I
kind
think
of
it's
game.
cute. Why not?
It's
Why
cute.
not?
I'm
Bees
just
are
like, there's
cute.
so
I
many
love
other
bees.
tattoos I want to get.
Me
Yeah.
too, but I feel like
know?
something little because I don't have the money right now for the big one because I'm going to
Yeah.
Vancouver friggin' like
Oh,
twice
no
and then traveling
way.
around and Prince George.
And going out while you're in
Yeah,
Vancouver.
exactly. So I
I
feel like
need
if
to
it's just like a little
recuperate.
one,
Steven, what
a
kind of
little
bee
one, it should
tattoo
be
are you
fun.
getting?
Glow in the
I'm not
dark.
getting a bee tattoo.
Look at this.
I don't know. I feel like I could never hard commit enough to get a tattoo.
Yeah, I'm not
Why?
great. I'm not a
I'm way
tattoo
too
guy.
indecisive, and I would
That's why you
never.
put them somewhere on your body where you don't see them that often because then it's
In
like, oh shit, I have a tattoo. Like the one right here, I never see that sucker unless
Like
like it's in the
the
mirror
only tattoo I could ever
or if I
envision
go like
myself
that.
getting would be like a Liverpool tattoo.
Oh, that glowy
I'm not
one's
even.
cool.
I'm not even
Oh, we have
joking.
I mean,
uh,
whatever makes your heart
the
happy,
Die
you
Hard.
yeah.
know? I have a hard time committing to any arm tattoos because I really want to get a sleeve, and I'm the type of person that doesn't want a
A patchwork
kind
one.
of sleeve. I want like a fully planned,
Yeah.
Once you
See,
get a
I don't
completely
mind the
black
patchwork
ink
thing.
the
sleeve,
whole thing.
No, you
Ugh,
gotta
that
black
get.
would
ink.
hurt so
You gotta
I
much.
get
don't
that.
like those.
What was the One Piece one?
Oh, I want to get an anime sleeve, just not One
Yeah,
Piece.
because like, have you seen the One Piece ones though?
I mean, I've seen several
That's
anime
pretty
sleeves.
broad.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know which
Well, no,
specific One
there's like one
Piece sleeve
specific
you're
one
looking
where
for.
it's like he's got his arm like it's like he's up here and then like his arm starts extending out and then like grows
Oh,
into
I've
your
seen that.
actual arm, so it's
Yeah.
like elastic. Yeah,
Nah, not my vibe.
I just think it's funny.
It's funny. I want anime people on my arm though, you know?
Anime people. You should just
I
get
feel
like
like Jordan Clarkson's tattoos, but anime characters, Steven.
Yeah, I can see that. I feel like it'd be funny to get like anime characters that are like not even like main or like side character, but just like really
Just
like
extras.
just extras. Just get some extras.
Hold on, I wonder if I can find a picture of this because oh my god, I remember going to a convention in high school and someone had a Twilight Princess sleeve, but it wasn't
Ooh,
like
that'd be cool.
shaded yet. It just had all the patterns and stuff. And I saw that and I was like, I want that in my life. It was so beautiful.
Did it end with like the Triforce on like the
I think it did.
top of the hand? That's always the cool one.
The classic. But it had all the fun because Twilight Princess has all those fun like designs, you know?
Twilight Princess is
It's pretty.
super underrated. I love Twilight Princess so much.
I agree.
Such
Is
a
it
such a well
underrated?
stylized.
It is kind of
It's very
underrated.
underrated.
Because everyone I know who
It's
played it loves it.
Yeah, but
Okay,
everyone's
so-
like, "Ocarina of Time is my favorite," or Breath of the Wild,
so
and everything else
basically
is
what
just
happened
dead.
is that yeah, like
Or unless you were a handheld fan.
when it's a classic thing that happens in Zelda where like when a new game comes out, the game that was like a few games ago starts to become like popular then. Basically what happened was like when Twilight Princess came out, it was like, oh yeah, this is new Zelda game, fun. But then like a little bit within a couple of years, people were like, oh, Twilight Princess isn't very good. It's not a great game. It's not good. But now people are like, oh yeah, Twilight Princess is good. But like I've been on the Twilight Princess train since day one. I love that game so much. It's kind of like what was it? Actually, it even happened to Majora's Mask. A lot of people didn't like Majora's Mask when it came out, and even after.
On that train.
I was still
And
too
now it's
stupid of a kid
pretty
to
well
play Majora's
received.
Mask properly.
Yeah, I was gonna say you needed to think a little bit with Majora's Mask.
Well,
it
it came out when we were what, like 3 or 4?
We were pretty young, yeah. It
Yeah.
was an N64 release.
So when I originally played it, I didn't play through it. My parents were playing it, and I just ran around and fucked around with their game. But then, when I got older, I went back and played it. And I was like,
I mean,
so good.
going back and playing Zelda games is like I still remember when I played Ocarina of Time. literally getting to the water temple, being stuck for such a long time, and then I took like a 3-month break,
Did you
came
know?
back and figured it out in like a half an hour, and it turned out just to look up in one
Were you
area.
playing it on on a 64 or on a like
No,
Wii U?
I had the like the Master Sword collection on
Okay.
GameCube, the one that had like
I had that one
Yeah.
too.
It had Majora's
The
Mask, Ocarina of Time, the OG Adventure of Link, and it
it
had
had a
like a
Wind
20
Waker
minute
demo.
yeah, 20-minute Wind
I
Waker
played the shit
demo.
out of that demo. I
Oh, it
went
was so
back and
fun.
over.
I wanted Wind Waker so badly, but
Same. I never had it though.
never had it. So
I sure
Oh, you
did.
too, Steven? What the
nope,
heck?
never had Wind Waker. It's
We
actually
should go
it's
back
one of
and
the
play
only
Wind Waker.
Zelda games I
I'm
haven't
waiting for
played
a Switch
through.
remaster of Wind Waker.
They did
It's gonna
remaster it
happen
for the Wii U though, not for the Switch.
Yeah, for the Wii U.
I
for
know.
yeah.
Sam,
Who has
I
a
have
Wii U? Oh, you do.
I
Okay.
do.
I know
Because
quite a few people who have
I
a Wii U
bought
actually.
Breath of the Wild on my Wii U. And then all of the old games, so like all of like Ocarina, Majora's Mask, and all the classics I had on my Wii, and I ported it over to my Wii U.
Yeah.
So
It's too bad that like it's been a long the Switch has been out for a decent amount of time. I feel
I
like
need
they
all
should
the
really have
5 years.
more releases of old content, but
yeah, I
it's
agree.
kind of a I don't know what'll happen. I'm very interested. I'm seriously wondering if they're gonna wait to release like Breath of the Wild sequel until a new console comes, because
I'd be
like
Well,
surprised.
did
They'll
you see the
probably still have
Nvidia
it on
leak
the Switch
about the
though.
Switch Pro?
I did see that.
Did
Yes,
not?
apparently. I mean, you can take it away, Eugene.
Oh, I mean, they just data
Yeah.
mined some stuff about drivers for a new Switch that'll
What'll
play.
probably be a upgraded Switch. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although like the only issue with that is that like the amount of times that like Nintendo leakers are like, we found this thing, and it's like, hey, this should be proof of something humming, and then it like doesn't.
Nintendo's just like,
Like
oh, they
like
found us out. Let's stop. Let's cancel
yeah,
it right
I
here.
feel like they do that sometimes. I feel like
Yeah.
sometimes they plant like fake
I think
data.
like when they were like Persona R, Persona S, and we were like, oh my god, Persona Switch, but it was Persona Strikers. And I feel like they must have done the switcheroo, like even though they probably didn't. Like they had to.
100%. The amount of times they do the old switcheroo. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Anyways, we're at the old 60.
We did it. Did we talk about anything anime today? I'm watching Death Parade. We talked about
yeah.
anime. It made me really sad this
I've watched
shit.
so much isekai in the last
Steven watched
month and a half.
all of the isekai.
I watched all
from like 2012 to now in like a month.
It's good.
Candace is sending pictures of what she wants to do with her wall, and it's really pretty.
I also watched what's that? That I watched a
Are you
Slice
guys
of
watching
Life recently.
Ranking of Kings yet?
I'm waiting for it to be all done.
Oh my
'cause I'm gonna
god!
probably
I
binge
wish
it.
I did.
I
I'm
can't wait for
dying.
things to come out.
Me and Steven still need to finish Demon Slayer together too.
Yeah, true.
I'll watch it.
We
With
still
you
need to
guys
finish
if you're
Sunny
finishing
Boy.
it.
By finishing it, we
haven't
mean
watched
starting it.
any- Oh, like
Season 2.
Demon.
Season
I
2.
haven't watched any.
Well, I
of
mean,
it.
we
I've read
it sort
the
of
manga, so.
started it, considering that what does he say, the first 7 episodes?
First 7 episodes are just basically
are
the movie, other than
the
episode 1.
redo. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we watched episode 1, so
Yo, they're still going
Yeah.
strong with karaoke,
good for them.
right?
We should sing
Kinda
along to our
jealous.
I was like, who?
Sunday
It
afternoon
doesn't have
karaoke.
words.
I know. It's
What are
unfortunate.
they singing now?
Stacy's mom.
I don't recognize it.
God.
It's slow, emotional.
No.
Put
Jordan's
your
like, a
head
song with
on my
emotions?
shoulder.
Oh, we did some. No, we can talk about that later.
Are you telling me to
In
end
Talk
it?
about shows.
Not
Binge
next
watching.
week's
Next
episode.
episode.
Oh, catch it next week when we talk about the thing. Oh,
shit.
shit.
What a big cliffhanger.
Oh, you'll just have to tune in, I guess. Ooh, all right. Well, thank
Like,
you again for
comment,
watching.
subscribe.
Yeah, like, comment,
Yes.
subscribe, hit that notification bell.
Dang.
Tell your friends, leave a comment, hit us up on Twitter. We have a Discord. You know the works. Thanks for watching.
Now we just awkwardly sit
Yeah.
and wait.
I've been watching Naked and Afraid.